Every morning, Miguel and Holly reveal Charlotte's deepest, darkest secrets.
It's Queen City Confessions with Miguel and Holly. Hits 96.1.
Confession season is always open.
Mm-hmm.
Just get yours in by text. You'll be anonymous. Put the word hits with your confession and send it to the number 96893.
Here's the first Queen City confession. Is it just me, or is it absolutely disgusting when someone sits in your seat at work and then says, I've warmed it up for you? Like, no, thank you. All I can think about is how basically I'm sitting in their leftover body heat. It's the grossest thing ever. And now I'm too afraid to sit down without wiping the chair first.
You know, I truthfully can say I've never thought about it like that. But now I will.
Yeah.
So I guess thanks for that. Yeah, I guess it is a little weird.
So the reason why I'm giggling is because when I saw this confession come in yesterday afternoon, I laughed out loud because I've had that thought many times before.
Really?
And I wish producer Kelvin was here because he's on PTO right now. He said that sometimes. He's like, I've warmed up the seat for you. And I'm always like,
what, does it make you think he tooted on it or something?
I don't know. It's just one of those things. Like, I always hated when I was on the school bus back in the day, and it makes me want to throw up thinking about it. Whenever it'd be like a cold day, they had the heaters on, and then it would fog up on the windows, and then people would like write their names in it.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but that grosses me out. Oh, I can't stand that. And to me, that's almost in the same vein when someone sits in my seat and they're like, I've warmed it up for you.
Okay. Note to self, never touch Miguel, be in his space. Some people just really like to be solitary.
I don't know what it is, but that just grosses me out.
Okay.
Like,
sorry, other humans gross you out.
Okay, so I'm sure like there has to be something that you find gross that other people do that everyone thinks is normal. Like,
probably, but I'm not coming up with anything right now. I mean, I don't want an unexpected hug from like a coworker.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, actually, it depends on the
Want to name some names, Miss Holly O'Connor?
No.
Okay. But I'm curious, what is the thing you find disgusting, but others don't? Call us up, 1-844-HITS-961.
1-844-448-7961, or text HITS with your message and send it to 96893.
Here's the next Queen City confession.
We have gotten off on a tangent.
Yes, we have. I love my husband dearly, but I have this pet peeve he does. He refuses to buy anything new. Example, our dryer just went out. I keep telling him we should get a new one, and he absolutely refuses to get one. I don't want to tell him how I really feel because I feel like I would be the bad guy if I go against him.
What? Be the bad guy. Like, this is, what do you think a marriage is? Like, someone's always the bad guy, okay? Like, you got to take turns. You got to take turns on how that works. Like, no, you put your foot down and you're like, how are we supposed to dry our clothes? Well, you want me to go out with a clothespins and a clothesline in the middle of this weather? Absolutely not. Go get thee to the Maytag store.
So I usually take a different route with my husband.
I mean, that's probably not going to work. But like, you know what I mean.
I usually sit him down and I have like the serious tone and I'm like, we need to talk.
Oh.
And then Abe's always like, okay, what? And I'm like, listen, can we really just think through this situation? I'm hanging all these clothes up. They're not going to last. It's cold outside. We have too many things. Like, you have to walk it out, but in a calm way and show them how ridiculous they're being without making them feel ridiculous.
Or you could provide a PowerPoint presentation. What do they call them now? Slide decks. You could do that.
Yes.
I love to go ahead and set up and be like, let me give you a few examples of why we need this. It worked on my mom when she in 7th grade, I wanted contacts and I put together a presentation. She let me get them. Also, she was buying single ply toilet paper for a long time. And I was like, I can't stand for this anymore. So I wrote a whole thing about why we needed better. Try that.
Make a presentation. Here's the last Queen City confession. Every time my boss says, money can't buy happiness, I want to punch them in the face. They trot that line out every single time someone brings up raises, and I'm done. Sure, money can't buy happiness, but it can buy groceries, pay the rent, and maybe even a vacation so I don't lose my mind at work. Honestly, I think it's the dumbest advice ever. Just give us a raise.
100% agree. You know, it especially is tone deaf coming from someone who has a lot of money. Money can't buy happiness. Oh, I'm sorry that you're not happy in your palace. Maybe you should pay money to the therapist so you can figure out what happiness means. Like, yes, there is a line where you get to a certain, I think they've done studies, like you get to a certain dollar amount and it stops making you happier and whatever it is. But until you get to that line, which is pretty high, probably now it's at least like $100,000 or something crazy.
Probably. I think it used to be like 75.
Yes, I agree. I would put it now with inflation up to 100,000. Until you're getting $100,000, you need that money for your basics. For your basics, so you're not struggling.
Just to keep a house over your head.
Don't you say that nonsense to me. Absolutely not.
What's that piece of universally accepted advice that people say, like money can't buy happiness, that is actually really terrible? Like, that's a horrible thing to say to someone who's not making money.
Yes, it is.
What is that piece of advice that you hate that people give? Call us up 1-844-HITS-961.
1-844-448-7961 or text HITS in your message to 96893.
We'll take your calls next and a chance for you to win concert tickets for a year.